What's up, everybody? It's WG Gaming, or Wise Guy. But I want to talk about some stuff today. I guess you could say this is the Wise Guy Wednesday, but I'm thinking of changing my schedule, just try and make it work with me. Because I have school, I mean, a lot of stuff just going on. It's very busy. Internet, Wi-Fi, that doesn't work sometimes. That's why I didn't upload Monday, because when I came home, the Wi-Fi was broken. And I had to reset it, and that tends to happen actually quite a bit. So, as you can see, we're playing Battlefield 4, but I want to talk about the main thing. Expectations. When we saw The Division, I was really hyped, and I still like the game. I think it's good. But there's not a whole lot of end-game value. When the DLCs come out, yeah, maybe there will be, and I'm going to be showing that and stuff. But I don't know, let's just talk about some other games, like Dying Light, for example. When that was announced, that looked absolutely amazing. It's still also great. After the Following came out, I even played it a little bit. I didn't play the Following, but I did. It made me want to get back on it and play. Now, when you had that trailer and stuff, when that showed the live animation trailer of them vaulting over stuff, the map just looked so much bigger and it looked so much more frightening. The reason I think, in my opinion, that it sort of went downhill is, other than like the way they released DLC, is it was way too easy to get really good weapons. And a lot of stuff like that. Like the end game, you got good stuff. But I'm saying like it was really easy to go out and buy ammo, which I think is fine and all, But for those of us that wanted to actually do it like a zombie game, you could literally buy 3 ammo 3 times, and then you'd have, I think, 60 bullets or something like that for every single gun. So, and I do like the DLCs. The game, it is very good. It didn't necessarily, it met my expectations for sure, but then afterwards, the end game value was not so much. I mean, there's always collectibles in games that you can do and stuff, which is fine and all, but I don't know. It's just, and then Destiny. I can't remember which one came out first. Yeah, it was Destiny that came out first. Came out on last gen. PS4 is now current gen. For those, I guess, next gen, whatever. So it came out on current gen or last gen. PS3, Xbox. Did it come out first? Yeah, Xbox 360. And that looked amazing. Personally, I think The Division, it took what Destiny did and made it better. There's a lot more end-game value. Just a lot more loot and collectibles. I feel like I think they did a lot better. But Destiny, there's not a whole lot of environment to do. There's not as much detail into it as The Division and stuff. Destiny, all these are great games. Dying Light, The Division, Destiny, all these were great games. And I'm about to talk about Battlefield Hardline too. And that was a good game, but these all they met my expectations, every single one of them, but they didn't meet it as well as I thought they would. Destiny, it was cool and all, but once they came out of DLC, that was again a lot of money, $20 per one, so then there's 40 for the first 2, and then 40 for the third one, so that's already $80 you're spending on a game you already had to pay $160, for the default copy, so that's $140. That's a lot of money for a game. And I get, like there's microtransactions and stuff like on Call of Duty. That's not a problem. You don't necessarily have to buy those. In DLC, you don't necessarily have to buy, but it is recommended, I feel like, if it's a game you're going to play a lot of. But I just didn't feel the same after the DLCs came out, because all my friends had DLC for Destiny, and I didn't have it, because I couldn't afford that. And it ruined my experience, because, that's what DLC does. I wish they would include it all in the main game. If we had to pay an extra $20-30 just for the default game, that, I think, would be a good idea. Because they'd still make some money, but they wouldn't be charging us, $50 for a DLC. Season pass, stuff like that. And the season pass ideas are cool and all. Like Battlefield, Premium for Battlefield 4 was the best. You got who knows how many maps. I think it was between there. You definitely got more than the default maps. And only games I think like Call of Duty do that and stuff. Call of Duty, Battlefield. Only they do that, and I think they do a really good job of releasing DLCs. Granted, Premium, I think, was a good, reasonable price for Battlefield 4. If you look at it now, after everything's come out, which, if you didn't hear, I think they're not releasing any more DLC, so it's over. They're fully working on Battlefield 5 now, which is great. Can't wait for that to come out. You know, can't wait to show you guys that. It's gonna be awesome. But in Call of Duty, I think they did a good job. Never played Advanced Warfare. As soon as I saw it, I said I hated it, not gonna play it. I only played it like twice at one of my friend's house or something like that, and I did not like it. I did not like the exosuits. That's what I don't like about Black Ops 3. I like the exosuits and stuff, but I don't think of it as an actual war game. I think of it more as like an arcade game that you put in quarters to play, put on steroids so much that you would usually die if you went back to the 80s. And I think it's great like that. But when people say it's a realistic shooter, I think they're wrong. Maybe, possibly, if you go back to the old Modern Warfare games and stuff like that, it's good. But anyways, we're getting off topic. What I want to talk about is The Division again. There's not as much endgame content as I thought there'd be. Sure, you can collect appearance items, you know, apparel, like jackets, shirts, boots, pants, stuff like that. There's collectibles like the intel, there's files, crash drones, all that stuff's great. I feel like they did really good. But until the expansions come out, which I want to do a review on that. And actually in the next video, I think I'm going to be doing a review on The Division. But until the DLC comes out, I don't really know if I haven't even played it in the past 2 days or so. I mean, because I was so pumped. As soon as this game was announced at E3 a few years back, I was so pumped. And then, yeah, they downgraded the graphics. I'm like, oh, I don't really care. I'm not as big of... I'm not concerned about the graphics as much. It's more about the gameplay and the story. The story was, it was okay, actually. But I feel like they could have done a lot more. The Dark Zone's cool and all, but... And the map is big. Don't get me wrong, it's big, but... The fact that it just gets so repetitive, and I guess it is an RPG, so, you know, you are going to have to do that grind every once in a while, but... Ever since I beat the game, I have not found a single new thing, and I'm very confused on this. All of my friends seem to somehow get high-end loot every now and then. I've not gotten a single high-end drop while I was in the Dark Zone. Period. I got 2, and I died both times trying to extract them, so I'm just done with that. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Destiny's expectations. Now, Battlefield Hardline. I said I'd talk about this, and I'm going to now. Graphically, I do like graphics. If they're good, great, but if they have to downgrade them, I can live with that. They were amazing. What I didn't like is how they sacrificed map size for graphics. In my opinion, they should never do that unless the graphics are just they're just horrendous. Like PS2, PS3 graphic horrendous, which I don't think I've ever experienced. But I didn't like the weapon selection. There wasn't as much customization as there used to be. You didn't have to, you could just buy your attachments and your guns instead of actually having to earn them, you know, and play a legit way. I've always liked the battle packs. I always thought those were fun. And Battlefield's a good game and all. It's just Battlefield Hardline, it was a good concept, but I think of it as Call of Duty, an arcade game put on steroids. I don't think of it as even Battlefield 4, I don't think of it as a realistic shooter, because it's not. Realistic shooters are like Arma, Squad, stuff like that. But Battlefield 4 was still more realistic, and I think it was better. Don't get me wrong, the launch for Battlefield 4 was downright horrendous. It was terrible, just all-out war. It sucked so much, but then they refined it and made it good, and I think that's what they're doing with Battlefield Hardline. But again, I'm not going to get premium for it. I'm going to wait for Battlefield 5, and personally, DICE, I would want them to make, you know, EA, DICE, I'd want them to make like a World War II one or another Modern War. World War I, if they could, I feel like it'd be good. But if they didn't, that's, you know, World War II, just imagine, you know, like having B-22 bombers above you, just, you know, computers dropping bombs just literally randomly marked on the map. And, you know, you're just running along and then boom, you get hit by like a friendly bomber or an enemy bomber. And just, I think it'd be just so cool just to have that happen. But, so yeah, that's my thing on expectations. But I just wanted to talk about that really. So yeah, I know I did promise the Division storyline. but I didn't like it so much that I decided after the first 2 videos I took them down, and I'm like, I'm not gonna show this. Because I couldn't start showing them either because my internet, again guys, I know I'm a pain in the ass when I try and upload, but it's my Wi-Fi, it's not very reliable, and so I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to save up, try and get a new router, you know, so I can upload faster and I can upload more efficiently. But yeah, so that's all I have to say. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.